Hello, everyone. It's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So, recently there was a train accident in Charlottesville. Now, what to a normal human being is a tragic accident that involved the life or the loss of life of the person who was driving the dump truck. Yes, it's a little weird. Dump truck hits a train. That person, one of the people in the dump truck, loses its life because, after all, that's a truck and that's a train. That's unfortunate. And, mistakes happen. What's a mistake to a normal person? And by normal, I'm putting level of degrees. But what's a mistake to most people as they bump around the world and go about their affairs? It's not a mistake to Alex Jones. Alex Jones sees this mistake as being a sinister plan. That they're lizard people. And he didn't say lizard people. I'm saying lizard people to joke. But that there are people pulling the strings, and there are people trying to start a civil war in the United States, and that he's not asking for war, but god damn it, if you bring it, he's gonna bring it. He's gonna bring it. He's Alex Jones. He's a big tough guy. Let's take a look at this before I say anything else about it. I will let Alex Jones explain what is taking place to himself. That this is not a train accident. This is a sinister kamikaze attack on Republicans.
Rammed the front of the train, killing the driver. And then, this is breaking, Paul Ryan was on board the train carrying lawmakers, a whole bunch of lawmakers, to a high-level GOP retreat. A truck, kamikaze rammed it, a cement truck, a big truck, a dump truck, kamikaze rammed it, and Paul Ryan was on board. There's one dead, a bunch of people injured. But what's the odds of this? Now, this is a message. You better believe it. And they're going to spin it and try to, it's no big deal. Everything's fine. Oh, Vegas isn't Islamic. And of course, it's come out it has. And, there's not multiple shooters. This is a serious message. Very serious message that we can get you anywhere you are. You go to your baseball practice, we're going to shoot you. We're going to come after your family. Rammed the front of the train, killing the driver and derailing part of the train. I mean, this is amazing. So this country is in a civil war. You can believe this was on purpose. I mean, I'd say 98% chance that this is unbelievable. You had 2 miles away in Washington, Antifa meeting with videos and police raids saying they were going to derail trains at that exact place and derailing a train a month before. But it wasn't a passenger train. And then they go, the driver admits that he missed the speed limit and just went ahead and went too fast around there. Yeah, whatever. I mean, this is getting ridiculous.
I would agree that this is getting ridiculous. This is amazingly stupid. This is amazingly stupid. It's as if he believes that trains don't have accidents. It's as if he believes that these things are perfect forms of transportation. That stupid, weird, odd things don't happen when you have human beings built into the process. And to jump the shark, saying it's a 98% chance that this was some kind of kamikaze attack by who? A kamikaze attack by who? Are you saying Antifa? I heard Antifa and the CIA conspired to drive a dump truck into a train. Come on, man. Come on, dog. When I was why? Because they were Republicans. When I was my wife and I, we went to get this massage when we were in Spain. We were in Madrid, and she wanted to go. I can't think. It's like it's this Islamic flair to the thing, but I don't know exactly what it's called. Like a hammam or something like that. But you have this Middle Eastern man, right? I think he was a Spanish man, pretending to be a Middle Eastern man, giving you this rub down. It was awesome. This guy giving you a rub down, and he's like soaping you up and everything else, and then it's like he washes you off. It is the oddest. It's the oddest thing, to have one man rub another man down in this way, and both men being perfectly heterosexual. It's a little strange, but it's what it is. My wife wanted to do it, and it turned out to be pretty good. When I am walking down the steps, going into one of the baths, because they have baths where you wait for them to come and get you, or like whirlpools or hot tubs or whatever else, I scratched the back of my heel. Like I cut it. Like, it was almost like it was a jagged edge as I was walking down the steps. It's possible. It's possible that right-wing elements, people like Alex Jones, people who see me as being this kind of, lefty or flaming leftist, set that step up in that way. So when I stepped down, I was going to cut the back of my heel. Those bastards. They knew I was going to be there. They knew I was there at that particular time. I had told people on my show I was going to be there. Is it possible I was being followed? And is it possible that with all the resources, what is the chance? What is the likelihood of me actually scraping my foot? I walk down steps all the time. All the time. I don't scrape the back of my heel on anything. And yet, at that moment, I scraped the back of my heel. They were trying to send me a message. You can understand the rabbit hole that you can get into with the level of ridiculousness of this, right? It's like, anything that happens at that point is some kind of conspiracy. It doesn't matter what it is. Anything that happens. There was some lefty elements that was in the area, and those lefty elements said they were going to do something, and maybe those lefty elements ran a dump truck into a train. It was a kamikaze attack. They were trying to start a war. We're in war. This is a civil war. I need to get my gun. These lizard people are fucking amazing. Like, come on. I don't know if Alex Jones is acting like the lawsuit said he was. So, yeah, there was a lawsuit. Alex Jones' lawyer said this is an act. Or if he's serious about it. I am less concerned with Alex Jones and more concerned with the people who look at this and say, yes, Alex Jones is right. Yes, we're at a civil war. Yes, this was some attack by leftists who took a dump truck and ran it into a fucking train. As opposed to it being a fuck up. It's like, come on. I'm not in this camp that believes that everything that takes place is something that takes place. Meaning everything that takes place is either planned or unplanned. Certainly, there are mistakes that happen. Is this one of the mistakes? Is it more likely or not that this is one of the mistakes? To give you a little bit more context on the story, Vice went into this, let's see. Right-wing conspiracy theorists are riding the GOP train crash to Crazy Town. This was the crash. What we know is this chartered Amtrak train collided with a garbage truck at a roadside crossing over the track near Charlottesville, killing one of the truck's passengers but leaving a dozen of the GOP lawmakers and their staffs unharmed. NTSB officials are investigating on the presumption it was an accident. But InfoWars' Alex Jones, who said President Trump calls him sometimes and is his friend, is convinced that there is something sinister at work. Okay, this part was unnecessary. This part was the hit Trump. As federal investigators head to the scene, Jones declared on his show that the crash was a kamikaze attack on the GOP lawmakers aboard the train, which included senior figures like Paul Ryan. So this country is in a civil war, Alex Jones said. You can believe this was on purpose. 98% chance. This is unbelievable. Now, on purpose by whom? Well, Jones suggests it might be Antifa or the CIA. It's one of those groups. Either the CIA is working to snuff out the Republican Party for some reason, working to snuff out the Republican leadership. Or, on the other hand, it's Antifa, because those groups are somehow have similar ideals and are in somehow alignment with one another and are on the same path of trying to snuff out the Republican Party. This is absurd. This is absurd. When the United States government came up with a plan to create a false flag to come up with a pretext to attack Cuba, there are things that happen where the United States does so for pretext for something else. I am not on this camp that believes everything that the news tells me is perfectly true. But this is absurd. I'm going to leave it at that. There are things that happen that might have been planned. Do I believe that this is one of them? No. Alex Jones is on the road to Crazy Town. It doesn't even make sense. Even if you go with the idea that somebody was trying to snuff these guys out, Antifa or the CIA, what exactly do these groups agree on? What exactly is the modus operandi of these groups, and where does the modus operandi of each of these groups coincide? Why would the CIA want to snuff out the Republican Party? This makes no sense. Even the rule set doesn't make sense. It's not even logical within itself. Again, just to repeat, I am not in the camp that believes everything that happens is legit. The United States government does do things for the pretext of other things. There is no pretext here. All of this is in Alex Jones's head. I don't know if he's doing this for ratings. I don't know if he does this just for his audience. I don't know if he believes it. It doesn't matter. It's bullshit. It's BS. I'll leave it at that. Alright guys, if you enjoy the content, feel free to share, like, subscribe, and of course, you can always support through Patreon. Thanks guys.